We're here with Julie's Child Care Program of Excellence mentorship members, and they're having a candid conversation about what it's like to work with Julie and be in her program.
So, Julie, awesome, right?
Yes.
Awesome. What did she do for you the other day? You said something about a phone call. What was that?
Yeah, I was dealing with a pretty heavy situation at work, and I was feeling very overwhelmed, and she just happened to reach out to me on Facebook to see how I was doing. So we set up a call, and during the call she was able to just really put me in a different frame of mind so that I could handle what was happening in a more positive way. She gave me a specific activity to use at our staff meeting that we were having that night, and just by implementing the ideas that she gave and having a fresh perspective and a positive perspective, I just felt the whole staff come together in a very positive way, and I feel like it just really saved the moment, because I was headed into that meeting prior to talk to her in a very negative way. So after speaking with her, I was just able to bring a very positive focus and really bring the staff together and create a positive moment out of it.
It's amazing. She knows exactly when to call you. It's
She
like
does.
this sixth sense she has, and you're just like, oh, you know. I mean, she's great. I love her. And I love the fact that she's very personable with me, and that she doesn't only just look at what my center needs and that gives me the tools and things like that, but that she knows me and she knows where I need to grow, so that my center is profiting and getting enrollments, but yet I am becoming a better person and a better manager of time and of people. I love it. It's not this cookie cutter, everything fixes everybody. It's
Right.
very personal. And,
She knows how to push your buttons. She knows, it really, last year I was at a place that I didn't even know if I could continue with Julie. I didn't know what I was going to do. Financial issues, health issues, and she knew exactly what to say to keep motivating me, to keep me on track. I had to work a little bit with her on a few things with the finances and stuff, but she knew what to do, and today I'm a much better director and owner because she cared enough to keep me in the loop and keep me going and work with me when I was struggling, and I don't know what I would do without her. How did you come to find Julie?
I got a postcard, and it just happened to be at a time where I was wondering if I still wanted to do it. I was making money, but the stress and and not being able to create the environment that I want for the children. I just felt like a hamster on a wheel. And I got the postcard and I signed up, and she called me before the conference and right away just started asking me questions, and within a 20-minute conversation, she pinpointed that I had just lost my passion and my vision and I needed to get back there. And I just felt so relieved when I went to the conference, because I didn't feel like I had my hands tied behind my back anymore. I want to be a better boss. I want to motivate people. I want the children to be happy, but how do I do that? And she's showing me how to motivate people. You can try and make people do what you want, but it's not going to happen with rules and firing and all of that, right? You have to motivate people and inspire people, and she's showing me how to do that.
Yeah.
It's amazing what she can do on one 20-minute phone call.
Oh, I know,
It
it is. Well, and I love our group. I mean, we're a small knit group and everything, and I love that when we do the phone calls and things like that, that everyone is so supportive. You know, I mean, you might be bawling your eyes out on the phone call and thinking the world is falling apart, and people will support you. And I've gotten messages on the Facebook group, after that, hang in there and things like that. And it's just such a great opportunity to come together and be mentored, and then know that you've got support and you're not in it alone. And that there's an answer out there.
And
that's
it's a different kind of support than you might get from other programs, where there might be technical help or steps you can take to boost enrollment, or whatever it might be. It doesn't get to the heart of what the underlying issues are
And Julie
for
definitely
you
gets
as
to
a
the heart.
person, as an owner, and so it's really helpful to really go in deeper and help you grow as a person.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, like you were talking about the staff meeting, I happened to call her just before my last staff meeting. And we were going to go in there and we were going to say the same things we've already said 300 times. You know, you have to be in your classroom at your scheduled time. You know, you should be tending to the children, not talking to each other through the walls, you know, whatever. And she's like, oh, no, you want to go in there and motivate and inspire them and be positive and focus on the good things that are happening. And that's what I did, and she gave me an exact plan to do, to ask them, I think it was things that would support the vision, right? The vision of a culture where we all love being around each other, and we all love the children, and we enjoy coming to work every day. That's my vision. And I just don't know how to get that. And I sure as heck wasn't going to get it doing the meeting the way I was going to. But after that meeting, it was like, oh my gosh, I could just feel the ladies, like we were a team. It was like, I'm on board, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. And I know we all fumble with the same things. I mean, we're all in childcare, so we all have the same problems: staff motivation, staff turnover, getting enrollments and stuff like that. But for me, the biggest thing that Julie did for me was my growth and how I was able to change and look at the things I was doing that was actually taking my business backwards. You know, and part of that would be the meeting you were going to, you know, that you did that. You know, part of mine is I'm a mommy figure, you know, and all of my staff was my kids, and I was solving all their problems, you know. So things we don't see that we're doing that hurts our business, you know, and she's very able to bring it to you in a nice, gentle way, but be honest and say, hey, you know, you want to get bigger, then you're going to have to change these things and look at this stuff. And I just appreciate that her honesty in that part of it, you know, because I would have still been stuck mommy and everybody.
And then she brings us together where we can not only learn from her, but we have all the same issues, you know, to some extent, so we can work with her, through her, and each other to grow.
Exactly.
People we would never have met before.
Oh, yeah.
You know, without Julie's influence, and so between her and helping all of us and sharing it, our support group is awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, after that meeting, I had posted on the group Facebook thing. It's amazing how we can create exactly what we're trying to prevent. Because if I would have went in there negative and focused on the things that I've already said, so I mean they know this. It's not something they don't already know.
Right. Yeah.
I would have been creating negativity, and that's exactly what I'm trying to prevent.
Yeah.
We tell the teachers all the time not to do those things, and there we are.
And then there we are doing it. Yeah.
So,
And another thing that she's pointed out for me is when I see a repeating pattern and I continue to allow it,
yes,
then I'm actually recreating it over and over. And you know, she'll say to me, "What are you tolerating? What is happening that you're just allowing to keep going?" And it's making me take a step back and look at things differently. I need to step up to the plate and really, if I don't want it to exist, it's my responsibility to stop it. And I feel like there's a strength and a power that's coming back to me as a leader of the program to be able to move it in the right direction.
Yeah.
Well, I had delegated authority to my director, my assistant director, and I always have one staff member that comes back to me, well, you're the owner. We know you make all the decisions, so I need you to fix this. I need this time off, I need you to do it. And I will always take care of it. Yeah, sure, I'm the owner, it's my job, it's my fault. Finally, Julie told me to stop that. That if I delegate the authority, that's what needs to stop. I finally have started. And I mean, the person still comes to me, but look, I go, that's not my job anymore. You have a problem with scheduling, you go to the director. That's her job. I've given it to her because it's her responsibility. I feel so relieved that I don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
It's hard to give that up though, isn't
It
it?
is.
Because like it's your baby.
Yeah.
Like the daycare is your baby.
They can't do it like
so,
we can.
Right, exactly. Like
But
to
to keep-
trust someone to handle it.
But to keep going over her head wasn't any good.
No.
What authority
Yeah.
does she have if I'm gonna?
Yeah, that's
you know?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Julie taught me, she was, if you're gonna give that authority, you've got to delegate.
Yeah.
When you delegate, give that authority, and don't,
Take it
don't
back,
take
yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really helped.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the differences that I found from other mentors working with Julie is that she's very approachable, and that you can bring whatever is going on, whether it's your personal that's trickling over into your business or it's just strictly your business, bring it to her, and she is able to step back from that and give you the options. I mean, she's not really one that flat out says, well, you have to do blah, 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 you know, but she'll say, well, why is this going on? Why is, do you think this is happening? You know, what are you wanting to get out of it? What, you know, so the questions that she asks forms you into a road to take that is just, I mean, mind-boggling and awesome and stuff, you know, but I appreciate the fact that I can call her up and say, hey, this is a tough time, you know. I think everyone here has done that at some point in time, you know, but she's that approachable. But a lot of times you buy something off the internet, here's your DVD, here's your book, here's whatever, and you have nothing else other than what
Right.
you've got in front of you. And this is just so inviting, so refreshing to be able to call
and
her
she
in.
has personal insight. She has a way to recognize things that you can't get
Can't
from a
see.
book or a
Yeah,
process or
exactly.
anything that's already defined.
And she knows how to challenge you.
Yeah, oh.
She
the next
knows
step.
how to challenge you to move
She
to where you need
understands
to go.
the process too. Like, I'm the newbie here, right? I've only been since July, so and I've already learned so much, and it's changed my daycare and my personal life even.
Yeah.
And even my leadership team, they're telling me that it's changing their lives at home even.
Yeah,
Just this new outlook, right? But just kind of like realizing that there's like, what do they call it? The butterfly effect. So like everything that I do, there's going to be a result. And one of the biggest things that I've learned, which has helped me so much and made me just like, you know what I mean? Like relief and feel like I'm in control, is not to hire out of fear, that you're not going to have enough teachers, because then you're in the same cycle
Yeah.
over and
Yes.
over and over again. And you keep creating this cycle that you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how did she figure that out so fast? It's like, well, I'm realizing a lot of us have the same issues. So she sees this over and over, kind of like us with the kids, you know, well, I've been doing this 20 years. So I've seen many kids come through, and you know, it's common that if they're grumpy, they might be tired, or they might be, you know what I mean? It's like we just have some knowledge that they might not have from our
Yeah.
experience.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and our vision, I mean, making sure we stay true to that. It's so easy to get bogged down and forget what your focus was, where you wanted to go, what you wanted to be, what you want to develop in your center and everything like that. And she keeps bringing you back to that vision and living that vision and you know, proclaiming it from the mountaintops, you
Yes.
know. It's so important for us, and but it's easy to forget. So.
It is. So one thing that was so powerful for me is when she said, you need to be more loyal to your vision than you are to your people.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
was a big change in mindset for
Definitely.
me, because I'm a nurturer by nature.
Like the mother
and
figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So when I realized that I can't get to the next level if I keep putting people above my vision and allowing things to happen because I feel sorry for them or whatever, I don't want to make them mad. You
Right,
know,
or because they're good at one thing, you know,
Right.
well, they're really good in this
Yeah.
area, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still it's not getting your daycare where you want it to be for the
Right.
children.
Yeah.
This is for the kids, right? It's not for us to make money. I mean, that's a nice plus, right? But I mean, my vision is truly to create an amazing environment for these kids. And if
Yeah.
I'm not true to the vision, it's not going to happen.
That's for sure.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, and it trickles down because that vision that is your umbrella to underneath to, you know, are you hiring the staff that's your dream team? You know, because if they're not bought into your vision and you're not hiring for that vision, then you're hiring more bodies that are breathing, and that's, you know, to
Are you
meet
just
the ratio.
taking? Are you just taking kids in because you want that body?
Yeah,
That spot,
yeah.
that money, or do they fit in with your program?
Yeah, so
I
it's
never would
like,
have thought of that before.
yeah,
Right.
it encompasses everything that you do. That vision is so very important, and Julie just makes you go back to that, you know, back to the beginning. And I think she takes you to ground zero when you get to those problem things, and then builds you back up to where you need to be. And
Well, you feel more in control. Like I know before Julie, I didn't feel like I had any control of anything. I knew what I wanted,
Right.
and I was feeling like I can't make it happen. I don't know how to get these ladies to do what I want them to do. And now I feel like, okay, I'm going to get there, and it's only been a few months, but I know she's a plethora of information.
Yes.
So I'm sure I know she'll get me there, right?
Definitely.
But there's hope. Like I know, okay, I feel like I can make this happen. And my husband even said, you know, when you first opened the daycare, that light that you had and the enthusiasm and everything, right?
yeah.
I had it back.
Yeah, it is. And it's not something that goes away. I mean, a lot of the times, you know, we were talking about the cookie cutter kind of things that we do and stuff like that, you know, once you do it, it's done, it's over with, you know. But with Julie, because we're always changing, and our vision changes once we reach a certain goal and things like that, you know, Julie is not going to be leaving my life for a long time, because I'm going to be growing and changing, and things are going to be different, and she's going to need to mentor me and help me and show me where I need to make my changes,
Yes.
you know, for a long time here. So it's not like, oh, you buy Julie for a year, or you with Julie for a year, and then it's done and it's over with. You know, this is an ongoing
commitment.
process, a commitment. Yeah, and I like that part about it, because I don't want to ever get stagnant.
And she's committed to us. It's a commitment on our part, but
Yeah.
she is committed to us.
Definitely.
I mean, I genuinely feel like she is not going to leave me where I'm at. She is going to be committed to
Yes.
helping me every step of the way
Yeah.
get to that next place where I need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
She shares our joys and our sorrows,
Yeah.
and helps us
Yeah.
get to where we need to be.
There is an investment to have Julie come and mentor you. And sometimes you can think it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's something that's like, I don't know how I can spend one more penny on what I'm going to do, but it's well worth it. And the money is there, that positive attitude that she teaches you, and that the information you get and the growth that you have is so well worth the money that you're putting in there. I guess if I could say something to someone, it's just, don't worry about that. Have your conversation with Julie, feel that connection, and you'll want to do it. Whatever the dollar sign is, you will want to do that. What do you think?
Well, for me personally, I've known about Julie for several years now, but recently had a situation that just made me know that I could not wait any longer. And so I signed up with her, and not only did she help me navigate through a very difficult situation, but I saw instant results. Like within the first couple of weeks of being part of her program, I started seeing results. And at one point, maybe 2 to 3 months in, I had 36 enrollments in a matter of 3 weeks, which is the most we have ever seen in the 12 years that I've owned a center. So I truly feel like the investment was made up for just in the very beginning of the program, and I'm still seeing good results, higher enrollments than before, and it's because of the changes that I am making from being part of this.
Right. For me, I think I was just at my wit's end. Like I wasn't sure if I could do it. I didn't have the tools. So it was a no-brainer for me. No matter how much it costs, you spend it and you step up to the plate and you do what you've got to do or get out of it. Because it's only going to, the dream is just going to slowly die, because I just didn't know what to do. For the first time, I have 2 classrooms that are full, and we recently expanded. So It's been an amazing journey already, and it's worth it. If you're willing to look at yourself and make the changes that need to be made to create a better culture for yourself, your staff, and your kids, then it's worth the money. You brought up earlier my professional growth. I couldn't figure out a way to put it into words. And the professional growth is amazing. And I'm very proud of myself for where I'm at right now because of Julie. And it was worth every dime.
And it's not just the money. When you commit with Julie, it's also time. I had a hard time with the money at first. Took me a month after I met her to commit to the financials, but it's also time. You have to be willing to commit your time with Julie. She has her monthly phone call or bi-weekly phone calls. She has retreats like we're on now. So it's not only the time that you invest, the money you invest, but the time you invest. And you have to be willing to invest that time, and it is so worth it. I have grown so much in the last year that I've been with Julie. My center is full. We're looking at expanding into a building next door. I never would have thought about that before. So if you have an opportunity to join with her coaching plan, her mentorship, do it, because it will help you grow in ways you never thought possible.
For more information about the Child Care Program of Excellence, you can visit www.childcareprogramofexcellence.com.